Hello everyone, welcome to the Always Off Track podcast, your weekly dose of on and off track shenanigans. I'm James, she's Tori, we're your hosts for the first inaugural episode of the podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe of course, and also make sure you check out our previous video, which was the icebreakers, to kind of get us to know a bit more. So you're fresh and up to date with whatever shenanigans we've got. And also we're on Spotify, SoundCloud, and we're going to start making content on other profiles like Instagram and TikTok, and we'll just see how it goes. But yeah, it's the first episode of the podcast. In today's episode, the way it's going to run is we're going to talk about focal point, which in today's episode is basically more of a get to know. We're trainee sports journalists, so we're going to talk about on why we decided to choose this career path, what's in it for us, what we plan on achieving in our futures. Basically, who inspires us as sports journalists in the field of motorsport, but also elsewhere. What the end goal is for us, what opinions on certain journalists we might have or broadcasters, and what we've learned as a journalist so far. As well as this, we're of course going to have a pit stop challenge where we're going to ask each other trivia questions in the middle of the episode just to make sure our brains are still ticking, because this could be a long one. And also we're going to have a news section at the end and a few questions at the end as well. So if you're looking forward to it, make sure you follow along. Let's get cracking. Tori, motorsport journalism. Well, sports journalism we are, but...
This is all about motorsport journalism for us. Yeah. I think we both want to go into motorsport journalism definitely after, don't we? Kind of?
Well, for me, yes, if I had a choice.
Are you a mixture of football and
Of course,
motorsport?
Football, yeah. But motorsport is probably the one where it brings me more joy and enjoyment. I think that's fair to say. It's definitely something that I see myself doing more. Football is just overloaded. Obviously, motorsport in general is getting more popular. I think F1 would be very hard to get into.
Yeah, it's definitely more about of who you know, not what you know.
Yeah,
in a case of trying to get into F1, whereas kind of with F2, F3, I feel like it's more of your experience, your knowledge, what you've done before. That's kind of how you can get into that. But I feel like definitely with like the top of the motorsports, like your F1, your IndyCar, your WEC, it might be a case of who you know, not what you know.
Because everyone's the same. Everyone sees the top echelon and goes, that's where I'm aiming at. In football, in F1, in any other sport, the top echelon is your Premier Leagues, your Champions Leagues, your World Cups, your Cricket World Cups, your Wimbledons, your Grand Nationals, all those stuff. And F1's the exact same. And what's wrong with that? Wanting to be an F1 journalist. It's an aspiration of mine, of course, but just getting into the field, everyone starts. It's like getting into the field is like being a driver or
it definitely
a mechanic or something. Everyone starts off from zero, pretty much.
Everyone starts off knowing nothing, and you have to learn on how to do it. I mean, at the moment, considering we're trainee, as everyone calls it, sports journalists.
It sounds quite weird saying trainee,
so horrible.
But if someone
we
comes
are
up
training
to us on the
at
street,
the moment.
We're
training. We can't turn around and we can go around. We can interview people, but it's not necessarily it's gonna go onto big platforms. Not like the BBC, not like Sky Sports, anything like that. It's just gonna go on our own channels that we've created.
Yeah,
which it could do well. But no, so definitely as trainee journalists so far, we're learning so much at the moment. I mean, we're both on our masters. We're both doing the degree. It's a very scary experience at the moment. I wouldn't say scary, but more like just a lot to take in.
It's a lot to take in.
It's a very big chunk considering, we've now got to learn about all the media law side of things and what we can and can't produce, what we can and can't say to people, what we can and can't basically do as journalists. And then you've also got the side of sports reporting on how we can report, what's the best way to report. You've got just learning how to be a journalist in general.
How to present yourselves, and it's a lot about etiquette as well.
Oh, definitely. And then you've also got the side of how you can, if you want to do presenting and you want to do broadcasting, filming, how we manage to get the perfect sequence, how to edit, how to do all this. So considering that's just what we're doing in our first semester, when you say it out loud, it's a lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're getting thrown straight into the deep end. Don't think they've not beaten around the bush. They've basically said, you're in this for the long haul. It is going to be a slog. It's going to be a slog. But at the end of the day, we were much better off it, you know.
You're better off doing it than not doing it and trying to get in it without it.
And if you don't put the effort in, you're going to be found out very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, we're learning shorthand.
Shorthand's a totally different ball game, to be honest. It wasn't anything I was expecting. I obviously knew it existed. Yeah. But, my God, yeah, that is definitely something like...
It's something brand new to
in your arsenal you're definitely going to need. But as it's not something you'd think of either, because when you just... I mean, especially when I was started off just doing a media degree, my aspiration was journalist, broadcaster, you know, learn to be on camera, presenter, or writing stuff down. Didn't have a clue.
You didn't know how to, like, plan it out. You didn't know how to, like, put it in a sentence. For those of you that don't know what shorthand is, we'll get James to put a photo up when he edits it. It's basically...
What, mine? Not mine.
No, just of shorthand in general.
I was going to say,
shorthand at the moment is horrific.
You're not seeing my handwriting.
But it's like... Shorthand it's more useful for like court reporting more than it is anything else.
Of course.
So we have a shorthand class that mixes our sports journalism class with just a general journalism.
Yeah.
So it's more of a sense of you just kind of have to go along with it. But it's good to have because some companies don't like employing you unless you've got it.
Exactly.
That is kind of scary.
You never know what companies. You never know what companies require it.
Exactly. I mean, if you're aspiring to go and work for Sky or you're aspiring to go work for BBC,
you're just gonna have to assume that nowadays with the competition so high,
that's what's going to make you stand out as a journalist. I mean, we found that out where it's like a lot of people do drop out. I mean, there's a couple of people that have dropped out already. And it's, what, 3-4 weeks in?
Well, 3 weeks in, yeah.
And people are already going.
3 semesters. Well, year course.
It's like, it's crazy. Some people will drop out come December, but if you want to stand out and you want to do it, you're just going to have to kind of suck it up, basically. But
people learn about it, yeah.
That's kind of what makes a journalist, to be honest, just kind of like your determination and just your kind of drive to complete things even though you really don't want to.
It's a mental game.
It very much is.
A job nowadays, you have to have the mental capacity to
just
achieve anything, because if you've not got the right mindset, you're not going to work as well as you can. And unfortunately, in an industry where, but you can say with any other industry really, but you've got to believe you're the best.
Yeah, definitely, in order to achieve the best.
Exactly.
As cringy as it sounds and as cliche as it is, that's just what it is. That's just what it is in the industry of journalism.
You've got to have that mindset, yeah.
You've got to have the drive and determination in order to want to do what you want to do. So that leads on to the actual question of it, is what do we think makes a good journalist? What do we think, as trainee journalists, of what we've done so far, what makes a good journalist? What makes a journalist stand out from everyone else, apart from shorthand, which we've just discussed?
Creativity and uniqueness is like top of my list.
Yeah,
100%.
Definitely.
I take more of a broadcast side of it. Mm-hmm. I'm not much of a writer as I am someone who's on camera and presentable and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's like me as well.
I obviously do know creative writing. I did a whole creative writing module back in first year uni, and how to capture a reader's attention. Like, you've got to capture an audience attention, you know, when you're on stage or live or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got to get an audience and keep it. That's the most important thing. You've got to keep them engaged. Sometimes you've dealt a bad hand, like say you thought
it was a good idea, and all of a sudden it's not done as well as you wanted it to do.
Of course, you are dictated by what you're doing. If you're doing sport and you're commentating over a 0-0 match, it's hard.
It's very hard.
You know, you're broadcasting a motorsport race where nothing happens. So
no overtakes,
F1,
just kind of F1 in Monaco.
Yeah, sometimes you are literally you're dealt a bad hand and you can't really do much about it, but it's what you make of it.
Yeah, you've got to nitpick out the little tiny bits of events. So like if you think of Monaco this year, not a lot really happened, but then again you had the Russell that just went and overtook.
Yeah, you can always make something out of nothing.
Yeah, you've just got to make sure you're being creative, make sure you're like putting your all into it, even though you're just like it's going awful, it's not going great, but you've just got to.
Because that's how the job is.
You've just got to get on with it.
That's what most jobs are, really. You've got to make the most of whatever crap you dealt with, to be honest.
Basically. So if you had to pick off 3 qualities for a good journalist, what 3 qualities would you pick? without reason.
I think just captivating.
Yeah.
I think that can embody creativity and intrigueness, unique, just captivating an audience.
Yeah.
Someone who's presentable.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone who's not shy to speak their opinion,
Mm-hmm.
obviously within limits, but someone who isn't just someone who might go against the grain just because
they know it's gonna get good views.
Yeah, someone who isn't by the book.
Yeah.
Someone who's you're going to talk about. Someone who you're excited when they appear on the camera, or that you're excited when they make a new news piece.
Yeah, someone that
They don't have to be a big name, but someone who gets your attention straight away, hooks you with the first sentence or the first line, and someone who, I'd say the third one, probably just uniqueness is probably a big thing.
That can definitely be one on its own, because the problem is I feel like if you're doing the same ideas as everyone else, it's just, you're not unique, you're not going to reach out to the audience. You are generally just going to be stuck in with the rest of the people that aren't exactly doing amazing. You're not going to shine to the companies that are looking out, because you've always got people on like TikTok, for example, that companies are looking around for, seeing if they can have like a content creator. If you're doing the same ideas as everyone else, they're just going to be like, oh, she's just another one of them. Oh, he's just another one of them. They're just doing this. It's just, you need the uniqueness in order to be able to stand out from the crowd.
If you're following the rules, you're not going to really get anywhere. Unless you are already there, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, I feel like a big one as well is confidence. You've got to be quite confident.
You've got to be confident, you've got to be funny, you've got to be humorous, you've got to be...
to be honest...
intelligent on camera, you've got to have a wit about you that, screams, yeah, take him on or take her on.
Yeah.
It's a quality that if you appear shy or timid or
just kind of like not really knowledgeable as well. I feel like sometimes I'll be honest, I've got no idea about football. I could tell you the very basics of football.
Do you know what the offside rule means?
I actually don't.
Really?
I actually don't know.
Okay.
I'll watch football.
I'll have to give you a football trivia.
I'll turn around and I'll say this. I watch it and I'll scream at the TV with my dad. But all in all, I don't know a single thing there is to know about football. But I'm learning. People can be like, oh, it's just another girl that doesn't know it. Yeah, I am, because I've never been interested in football. But you turn around...
have to be. I'm not interested in... Well, I was interested in rugby, but I'll delve into that later. I've never been interested in, like... I'm trying to think of a snooker. I mean, I'm trying to think of sports I'm not interested in, because
But you think as a journalist, you've just got to crack on with it and get to know the sports, otherwise you're never going to go anywhere. I mean, if you think about it, Crofty, he started off commentating on darts.
Yeah, he was darts, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he's now this big name in F1 that everyone...
He's probably...
controversial, people like him or don't like him.
He is
But he's a voice.
He is the voice of F1 nowadays.
I mean, you think about it, when Crofty's not there and Harry Benjamin's there, you miss the it's lights out and away we go.
I think it's synonymous with... It's like Martin Tyler of F1, or football, I should say. People can hear their voice and say, I know, okay, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
I could hear just his voice from the TV downstairs and like, okay.
You know who it is, you know what sport's on. And
you don't have to know the face.
No, you just know the voice and you know what sport it is.
I didn't even know what Crofty looked like till about 2017 when they were starting to do more social media stuff. And then...
Yeah.
But the voice is probably as iconic as you don't have to look. The voice is more iconic than the looks. I'd say that's what I was trying to get across. Yeah.
So I feel like we've done enough about what we think makes a good journalist. I feel like we've kind of already said, because we know what makes a good journalist, but other people might not.
I'd like to think so.
I mean, we are one. Well, trainee, and I like to put it in trainee because I hate the word. I hate it. I know we're training. But when you're emailing companies for work placements and stuff and you're saying, oh, I'm a trainee journalist, it doesn't look great.
No.
Like, it just looks a bit...
tacky. It's like a little sticker you're putting on.
I don't like it. Or it's like when people are like, I'm a professional. You're a professional, but it's also a bit like...
Are you, though?
Are you really? Is there someone...
You're employed, but...
Is there going to be someone a little bit better than you? Probably.
What does that make them if you're a professional?
Exactly. But... I feel like we need to know what the end goal is for both of us. I mean, for me, definitely, I'm going to say motorsport. I'm going to surprise people. I don't want to work in F1.
I'm not surprised by that.
Some people turn around and they're like, what? You want to be motorsport, but you don't want F1? I think the stigma around wanting to go straight to F1, you wanting to work in F1, officers, communications managers, things like that. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to go into PR and comms, but I'd also love to do presenting. So I feel like when I finish the degree, I know what I want to go into. Definitely. However, I'd want to do IndyCar, I want to do WEC, I'd love to do rally. I mean, rallying's a great one. There's a rally, there's like a little tiny rally event on, I think it's on the 14th of November, literally up the road from me. So I'll go there and I'll try and see, because I've got a media pass for that.
Yeah.
It's one of them where it's like, people don't realise that just to try and get to F1, it's impossible almost nowadays, because so many people have tried to do it. It's like, as soon as you try and do it, it's like, if I'm aiming for F1, what if I fail? Where am I going to go? I feel like, I don't want to sound like downplay things, and like, I'm not downplaying WEC in any way point of view, but it's probably easier to get involved in WEC in the media side and the communication side than it is to get involved in F1 in that, because people love F1, but people love WEC. But I feel like when you think of motorsport media, you go straight to F1 and things like that, unless you're not a single-seater fan, which, to be fair, nowadays it's quite difficult to find.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, definitely not F1. I want to say more WEC. Maybe IndyCar. I'd love to do F3 and F2. But that's just because the drivers just aren't media trained very well. And I feel like, as bad as that sounds, you can ask them the most outrageous question and they'll give you an answer, because they don't realise what that can turn into. And I'm not saying that because it's like I want to get them in like shit, basically.
Yeah, you don't.
But I mean it in a sense of you'd get that raw reaction, you'd get that raw content to be like, no, I'm wound up by this. This shouldn't have happened. This is this, and this is what should happen. You get the really raw reaction. Whereas you go to F1, it's like, oh, we need to look at this. We need to see about this. We need to view this. It's like
they can't answer half the questions people ask, I reckon.
But that's how tightly media training is.
Or they just have to like shove it off and...
Yeah, that's how tightly packed media training is, and I understand it, because they've got to protect their image, they've got to protect the team. But there comes a point where I'm just like, oh my God, just answer the question.
Well, the thing that interests me about what you said, like IndyCar, American sport journalism in general is so much different.
It very is different.
Very different.
I've watched a couple of IndyCar races. I mean, I don't know if people know Will Buxton.
Yeah, Will Buxton's gone from being the face of F1 TV
to now being, what is it, Fox News or
Fox
something?
Fox News or NBC,
and
one of them.
It's crazy, because he's now like the lead commentator on IndyCar, and it's like...
he's gone from being lead commentator on F1 TV.
Even he says how different it is over there, and he's like, it's crazy, because it's like two completely different worlds.
America in general. I mean, football is completely different over there. All the sports is different.
Soccer.
How they go, I'm not getting to that. But just how they broadcast things, even news is so different. I mean, obviously they cover similar topics, world news-wise, but...
It's so different because of the different cultures over there. I mean, we're not going to get into politics about America or anything like that, because we don't do that on here, but there's like how they report news, such as like gun violence, or how they just report general things, is so different to how us in England.
Yeah, the BBC.
It's so crazy how much it's changed. But again, I feel like that's just what it is sometimes. You just kind of have to suck it up and just be like, okay, it's just one of them. But what's the end goal for you, James? Where do you want to go?
Well, obviously...
Do you want to do motorsport, or is it more like the NFL?
I will take anything at this point.
No, but that is genuine though. You've got to get your foot in
the door.
In some sport. It might not be the sport you want, but you're in the media centre. You know how to present. You know how to do all this.
I think my passion is commentary. Like, that is something I have been doing my entire life. Well, not entire life, but since I first got a microphone back at home. It was a crappy headset, Sennheiser. And I just realised, I think it was one day I was doing a league race, and I thought, I can't be arsed driving anymore. So I was just like, I contacted this league I was in, and I was like, do you guys want someone to maybe promote the league or broadcast it? Because this was the era of when, just before esports was getting involved in F1, and you had, I don't know how much you know about the F1 esports, but
I know quite a fair bit.
I think it started in 2017.
Yeah.
Don't know if you know Brendan Lee. Don't know if his name you remember. Yeah, and Jan Otmere, those people. I ended up commentating over them on certain events. That was just my passion and something that I was just it grew to like. Kind of stumbled a little bit over COVID, but got back into it after for a little bit. Did a few things for lower leagues, but in general, commentating is something that I'm interested in. I love speaking about something I'm passionate about. I think it'd be a little bit easier than just being on camera, obviously, especially if you're just talking into a microphone.
I feel like you get the raw reactions when you're commentating, whereas like when you're presenting, it's kind of like, I've got to put myself together. I've got to make sure that I'm speaking clearly and correctly. Whereas
if you're on the radio, you literally just have to make sure your voice is okay. Yeah,
you just got to make sure that you're clear, but it doesn't really make a difference. You've got your raw reaction, I think.
And you can speak well for an hour, 2 hours. It depends how much the sporting event goes on for. But for a football match, it's 90 minutes with a 50-minute break in between.
For F1, it's like a full, what?
Well, you never know. I mean,
2 hours minimum sometimes.
2 hours at least, yeah, because of all the pre-race stuff and all that. But
yeah.
Just in general, commentary, I'd love to start off with football because that's my bread and butter.
Yeah, I feel like people who know a lot about football will definitely say start off in football. Or
it's something I can just talk about.
I mean, grassroots football, not being funny. You might not be able to commentate, but definitely non-league commentating, that would be good.
Yeah, non-league, make your way up. And again, same for anyone, just make contacts.
Contacts are going to be most important.
Quite a few contacts in like the local area because of my connections with Everton, which is good, but obviously that's a little bit too far. You know, I can't just jump straight in. They're not going to take me on.
Yeah, it's one of them where you've just got to kind of build your way up to like the higher leagues. I mean, for me, I know a lot of karters. I know a lot of British F4 drivers. I know quite a few mechanics. So it's one of them things where it's like the contacts you make are going to be the best contacts you can make, because if you keep in contact with a mechanic and all of a sudden they reach F1, it's like, well, I've got a contact that works in F1.
Yeah.
Maybe, it's kind of like, it's not one of them where you just use them willy-nilly and you're like, oh, I want to come in this weekend because I want to interview this person. There's processes and tables you've got to go through in order to get accreditation and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's just one of them, it's like everyone in our class now, we're all a contact to each other.
Exactly.
And that's the best thing you're going to get.
There could be a time where I'm contacting you over something or you're contacting me.
Exactly. It's
for different reasons,
Yeah, definitely. It just depends on how you go about it. Because, I mean, I'd probably contact you and be like, James, help, thanks. It's like...
I mean, there could be a time when you're like that, yeah.
No, but it's also a case of it's like I wouldn't message one of the other lads like that because I don't know them that well. So I'd be like, oh, do you mind if I could...
You send it like a formal email.
Exactly, because that's how it works. But definitely kind of like the end goal for me is motorsport, just not F1.
I think it's the same with everyone. Like, I think for footballers as well, just they all like, okay, I want to be a footballer. I want to be playing for my boyhood team if it's like Everton or Liverpool. I want to win. And like F1 drivers, obviously the ones who are lucky get lucky and get into F1, but those go, think how many people, like how many young kids go kart and like that's all they can do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You'd probably think about, I reckon 95-6% of people who start go-karting thinking F1's the end goal, I want to be the next Lewis Hamilton, and then they don't have enough funding, blah, 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 and then that's a career done.
There's quite a few
Same football, same for...
Yeah,
same with big sports that are like so condensed, especially in the UK.
The problem is funding. And I'll say it because I'm lucky enough to know how much like seats in GB3, F4,
yeah, just
GB4,
to get in,
just to even get the lower league ones, how expensive seats are. It's ridiculous. You can be paying up to £1 million for a GB3 seat. It's that for F3.
Yeah.
And it's like you may as well go to F3, but it's difficult to do that unless you've got the sponsorships, unless you've got the funding backing you. I mean, I know one of the lads go-karting, he's been testing in cars.
Mm-hmm.
And the tests are great, but the excess he has to pay if he crashes is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's the point in testing and crashing it? And there's only
you can't show your full potential.
There's only so much sponsors will pay out if you crash.
Yeah.
Because they don't want a person that crashes all the time. It might be an incident, but I mean, we saw what happened to Sargent and Doohan.
That's the extreme case. I mean, I don't even think Doohan was that.
I think he crashed. I think he crashed in
Suzuka,
and he crashed in Melbourne.
True.
But wet race in Melbourne, it was horrific.
Yeah.
I mean, how many rookies crashed out?
It wasn't even the most embarrassing crash of the weekend. So.
No, it wasn't. But this brings us on to the next question. F1 presenters.
F1 presenters, yeah.
F1 presenters. I have
general,
opinions on certain F1 presenters.
I think because of my commentary, I think Crofty is probably the best place to start. I've got a lot to say about him.
Make it short and sweet.
Okay, Sabrina Carpenter. Or should I say Max Verstappen?
That's simply lovely.
Yeah. Crofty, I'm not going to lie, he is like a massive inspiration for me.
I feel like he is to most kids when like kids are watching TV, even if they're not watching, they're listening.
Because he's the voice. I mean,
he's the one that they hear.
Because I wasn't James Allen, I wasn't Jonathan Legend. It was Crofty in 2012. You know, that's the voice of Sky, the voice of F1 from that period on. He was a voice on the YouTube until 23 when they went to Alex Jakes and the Channel 4 lot.
Oh, I love Alex Jakes.
Alex Jakes I do like a lot, but it's weird because Crofty's like the one I know, and like it feels
but it's
weird.
Like it's like when you listen to like 5 Live when the F1's on, or you listen to other things when it's not Crofty talking, you're like,
it's like
who is
missing.
this?
Yeah.
What is happening? Because I feel like Crofty pinpoints the exact moments that you want to know and you want to listen to.
Crofty is excited. He isn't like the most accurate. Yes, there's loads of times, and obviously social media calls out every time he does something wrong. If he gets one of the drivers wrong, if he says a statistic wrong,
but
they're going to get criticised like mad.
At the end of the day, I mean, I always sit back and I'm just thinking, I'm like, could they do that? Could they sit in a box the way Crofty and Brundle do?
I bet it's pretty hot in those boxes sometimes with all the screens about.
Exactly.
They probably can't have aircon on because of the
noise and everything. It's crazy, but it's like when you
Crofty's a big fella as well.
Well, when you look at things like that, it's like, okay, so you're criticising it, you go sit in there and they're watching exactly what we're seeing on TV.
It's live television. Nothing is perfect on live television.
It's never going to be. I mean, you watch a live final for football or whatever. How many commentators get people's numbers wrong on the back of the shirts?
It's so common.
It happens.
Because it happens, because you're on the big stage, they've got millions watching, like...
You're gonna get nervous. Yeah. You're gonna get cold feet.
I reckon Crofty gets nervous for a race. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
100%.
He's done it for that long. I guess he's just he's got his routine. He knows what he wants to do. But what are your opinions on Crofty? Is he okay? Is he on track or off track? Well, we're gonna create a series.
Okay.
This. You can either keep this in or cut it out.
Definitely on track.
So, on track, we're gonna keep them. We like them. Off track.
Let's say we in a scenario we get to produce the Sky F1 broadcasting team for next year. Let's keep it to Sky for now because there's about 15 different people on there.
I definitely know Sky better than I know anyone else.
Maybe I know them better, but
no, I'm just saying like I know them a bit better than I know other channels.
Oh yeah, of course.
Not like what you know. I'm saying other than like Channel 4, I don't really know them that well. But
I know obviously, I know.
So let's say we're producing it to Sky and we're saying who we think they should keep.
Let's say we're pitching to Sky the 2026 Sky F1 broadcasting team.
And we're going to say who they should keep on track and who they should take off track. I quite like that.
Okay, well to be fair, that's just come up right now.
I like
on
that.
The spot. Well, that's what you got to, as a journalist, you got to be like think on the spot. You know what I mean? So
I'm just going to throw out some names. Right? We're not going to say why?
Okay. Just okay. At the
so
minute,
just throw out some names, right? And then in next week's episode, we can dive into a little bit deeper of why we think they should be kept on track or off track.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to go with Crofty. I'm going to keep him on track. I like Crofty.
100%. I know 100%. 100% Crofty stays. He is so iconic. You know.
You see
all those memes and stuff like when. Say like you're on the toilet and you hear Crofty shout and you instantly get up.
I'm like,
you know what I mean?
Where's Lando? Is he crashed?
Well, you just when his voice goes the upper echelon,
you just know something's happening, and you're just like, quick.
Something has happened.
Definitely.
You know, regardless of what you think he's biased or whatever, like with British drivers.
British
and all that
TV
stuff.
and British drivers, like Twitter, do my head in about it.
I was watching a video this morning about British F1 bias and the problem with British F1 bias. Like at the end of the day,
we need to make a whole episode on this because there's so much behind it.
Oh yeah, easily.
It's ridiculous.
All I'll say is, you just have to suck it up. It's going to happen, you know.
I'm not being funny. Sky Italian. Sky Italy. They're definitely going to be biased towards the Tifosi, and they're going to love Ferrari.
Well, have you seen the reactions when, you know, I mean, I love the Italian commentators, but, like...
They're great.
When Ferrari win, you know, I just remember 2019 when Leclerc won Monza. That commentary sticks out. I don't know what they were saying, but Vice in Monza, you know what I mean?
He's just great. Right, next name. Jenson Button.
JB is... I like JB. I mean, I liked him as a driver. I like him as a... You know, I like him as an F1 driver. I like him as a work driver. Obviously, I think he's... Is he stopped now? I think he's
stopping.
Yeah,
I think after this season.
I don't think he's... Well, he might retire. We don't know. I mean, he's getting on a bit now.
I think we need to Google that for next time.
Probably. I mean, but as a journalist or as a broadcaster, yeah, I keep him on 100%. He's
okay.
Quite like him as a personality. You know, he's got some good insight. He's
ex-drivers gonna know things about the drivers that other presenters don't know.
I think out of the ex-drivers, on Sky, I think he's one of the best, if not the best. Like
yeah, we'll keep JB. We'll keep JB.
On track.
Okay, next one. I'm not even gonna explain about this. We're just gonna say on or off track, and quite frankly, I think I both know what we're gonna say. Danica Patrick, get off the track.
Well, it is USA next time around.
Get her off. I'm not being funny. If I have to listen to Danica Patrick once more on my screen, I'm going to throw a remote at it. I have nothing against females, right? Naomi Schiff.
I hope so.
Love her. I absolutely...
You are one, aren't you? Yeah.
I meant in motorsport. Sure.
Oh, right, okay.
I have absolutely nothing against that. But Danica Patrick, get off my screen. On or off track, I don't want you to explain, just on or off track.
I have a little bit of bias towards her because she was in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. But no, she's off track.
Thank you very much.
She's not even a good character to use in that game.
Right. We're just going to do quick fire now. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Martin Brundle, on or off track?
I want to say, definitely on track.
On track.
But it is like a controversial thing. I think he's slowing down.
Yeah, but the thing is...
He's definitely slowing down. Not in terms of, like, life, obviously.
I love how I say quick fire and you just explain
well,
it.
Because I can't. I don't like... You know,
We can go into depth. We can go into depth next week about it.
But one thing I will say is there's a lot... I think he misses, like, half the races. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He wasn't there He was there Singapore. He wasn't there Baku. He was at Monza. He missed Zandvoort.
I feel like he does every other race. I feel like he'll be at all three US races.
3?
I think.
You mean US, Mexico, Brazil?
I don't know why I said 3. Well, there is 3 US races. He was in Miami.
Yeah,
he was in Miami. He'll be at COTA. He'll be in Vegas.
They'll pay the big bucks to go to the big races.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Brundle, apart from him, so on track?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's probably my favourite out of everyone.
Natalie Pinkham. I'm going to keep her on track.
Yeah, I quite like her. Obviously, you keep saying short, but I just need to give her like at least one sentence.
Right, one sentence.
She's nice. I think she gets on well.
She's got good insights.
Yeah, good insight. She's quite smart. She gets on well with loads of drivers. I think a lot of drivers like talking to her as a journalist. So yeah.
Rachel Brooks.
Yeah, same thing. You know.
I'll keep her. I feel like she's good when she's interviewing. She asks the good questions. As a presenter, I don't like her as much because I feel like she's more of an interviewer than she is a presenter.
She's very good at interviewing. I'll give you that. Yeah.
So Anthony Davidson. I like him because I feel like he's got really good insights when he's at the Skypad.
I think he owns that Skypad. Like I know it's between him and Chandok, but I think. Yeah, I like him. I like my short king, Anthony Davidson. Yeah.
Simon Lazenby.
Hit or miss. I think if we were to get rid of someone, Simon's had his day. I think we've got enough yappers of F1. You know, not ones who haven't really had experience in the field. Like they haven't been a driver. They haven't been in the field. You know what I mean? He must have been doing something before Sky F1.
Yeah.
But. You know, he's not a name you think, like, no one's going to think, oh, yeah, Simon Lazenby, yeah, you know what I mean?
Craig Slater. I feel like he doesn't do that much, so I'm going to keep him off track. I feel like some of the times I've seen...
He's the one you see on the news, like Sky News, like, say, like, oh, breaking news, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I feel like he's great on the Sky News, Sky F1. I'm going to say there's more than enough on there that I can keep him as Sky News and just take him off F1.
I mean, who would you replace him with, you know what I mean? Like, I think
to be honest, I think the Sky F1 team's quite... big as it is. I mean, you've got Jamie Chadwick as well. I'm going to keep her. She's a driver. She's great at what she does. She's got insights. Better than Danica Patrick.
Yeah, I quite like Jamie Chadwick.
And then the same with Naomi Schiff as well. She was a
Naomi Schiff, 100% keep.
She was a W Series driver. I think she's great. And, I mean, she's gone on maternity now, so she'll be off for the next year.
Yeah, well, obviously, the baby one was getting big. Yeah.
I'm going to keep her.
100%. I think, not to go into the race thing, but I am going to the race thing. I think having a black female sports reporter is massive for F1.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I feel like they are...
She was the first black person that interviewed Lewis. Like, that's on fact, you know.
It's quite
and as
crazy.
a woman as well. But she is, like, very intelligent.
Yeah.
But even though she only did, like, 1 or 2 series of W Series, that's...
I think she did 2, and then it's when they folded it then after that, and then it turned into F1 Academy.
23 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, 23. When it turned into that, I think she just kind of was there, and she was like... I think she got to the point where she knew she was old enough now to be able to want to do presenting and things like that.
She's not like a young driver. You know, she wasn't young,
but she wasn't an old driver
no,
either.
No,
I mean,
of course,
Alice Powell was the same age. I think Alice
Powell's
a little bit older.
Yeah,
but I feel like we've talked enough about motorsport journalist.
We've still got a few more.
Have we?
There's definitely one name I want to talk about.
Go on then.
Ted Kravitz.
I'm going to keep Ted, right?
Really?
I'm going to keep him just because I like him in the pit lane during races. I feel like he has good insights in the pit lane. Bernie! I forgot about Bernie! I'm keeping Bernie. Okay, I'll get rid of Ted, keep Bernie.
That's what I was going to say. I reckon Ted's time's up.
I feel like some of the questions he asks are very controversial, I think. But I'm going to... I like them both. I feel like he's good when he wants to be good. But if I can only keep one of the two, I'm going to keep Bernie because I love Bernie. She's a great. I don't think...
Have you read a book?
Not yet. I've literally got it on order. I'm just waiting to get paid.
I can give it you if you want because it is very, very interesting.
But yeah, get rid of Ted, keep Bernie if I can do that, or I can keep both of them. But if you want me to keep one and get rid, I'll get rid of Ted.
I'd say Bernie could easily take the pit lane job. You know what I mean?
But she's not at every race, is she though? Because I mean, she's just got engaged as well. So.
Damn it! No, I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm joking.
But yeah,
I could easily see her doing like a notebook thing. I could listen to her talk for days. Like she is very, very intriguing as someone who's. A catalogue of like what she's achieved is like so impressive. Again, you need to read her book. It's very interesting.
Definitely.
But she's 100% keep. I think she's one of the best additions Sky have had in years.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely.
I think that's probably all the big names. I mean, you've got like Karun, you've got Nico Rosberg, you've got Jack Villeneuve.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That was not a reaction that was meant to come out very
loudly. I'm probably going to have to lower that down in terms of audio. But yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I think that's in terms of people you'd add. I don't really think. I think to be honest, I'd like to see more of people that aren't there as often. You know what I mean? And in an ideal scenario, Bernie's there every weekend. Grundle's there every weekend. Natalie's at least one of the females.
The thing is, I feel like Crofty and Martin deserve time off because they've done it now for years.
Well, Crofty's started having three races off. You know
you know what? He deserves it. He wasn't there for Baku. He wasn't there for...
He had his honeymoon. He had to wait a year to have his honeymoon because of this job. That's mad. I mean...
But I feel like enough about journalism.
For now.
We
can definitely go back.
We can
never go back on track in a later episode.
Exactly. We can dive straight back in next week. Now it's for the fun part of the podcast, which I'm very excited.
There's going to be like some really cool animation.
Yeah. Such cool.
There's going to be like a car running across...
James is getting carried away.
The pit stop, like, you know what I mean? Like those sound effects. I'll find a way to fit that in. Or if not, it's going to look really weird.
Pit stop trivia. So.
Yeah.
We thought we'd put in a little quiz trivia pit stop bit
to make sure our brains are still getting engaged.
And to also just add a bit of fun to the podcast. I feel like we don't want it to be chatty.
Yeah, because you're boring.
I've had to put up with him since 10 o'clock this morning, guys.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
But I feel like this is going to be fun. And James is going to put like a little animation here about what it's going to be.
Yeah, so it's going to be...
We're going to do...
Guess the corner.
From the track.
Yeah.
No. Guess the track this corner is from. Why was that so hard to say? So...
Been along.
We've both got different... I hope. We've both got different...
It's going to be very awkward when we both have like Eau Rouge and Rally on.
To be fair, I completely forgot about Spa. I'm not gonna lie.
To be fair though, you would have said Eau Rouge. You would have said Eau Rouge at the top of Radion. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So, I've got 5 corners.
That's Radion actually.
I've got 5 corners. James has got 5 corners, and we're gonna take it in turns. So I'm gonna show you a corner. I'm gonna send the photo to James so he can appear it up above my head or in front of my face. It's probably gonna be in front of my face, no James. And he's gonna guess the track, and then you're gonna show me your first one. I'll guess it.
Yeah.
We've got 2 guesses. That's it.
Okay.
2 guesses.
I'm fine, me.
Are we ready?
Yeah, of course I am.
Right.
Of course I am. I am ready to expose you for your lack of
So,
knowledge.
I'm just going to make sure you can't see it.
Oh dear me. That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to zoom in on that bad boy. Obviously I'm not gonna scroll. It looks a bit like Brands Hatch, but it's current F1.
Current F1.
Oh, well, one of mine isn't. I'll tell you that. That. If I'm honest, that looks a bit like Turn 2 of Hockenheim.
No.
That's not a guess because obviously this doesn't count.
Right.
I think that's.
Guesses.
That looks like Chapel. Is it Chapel from Silverstone?
I mean, you've got the
It's Beggett/Chapel.
Yeah.
So onto the Hanger Straight.
Beckett's into Chapel, then onto the Hanger Straight.
To be fair, that was a lot tougher than I thought. Right, where's my first
My next
one?
one's blurry, but we'll do it.
Let's see if you can get this one. Oh, actually, it's probably better if I just leave it in portrait. Right, go ahead. This is going to be... But it's probably the easiest one, I reckon.
Qatar.
Yeah.
I was looking, I was like...
It's probably a lot of the tracks you can get from the curb and the colour of the curbs.
Yeah.
Obviously, that is very good. I think that's...
Okay, it's a blurry
I think that's turn
photo.
5, baby.
I'm very sorry.
Turn 3.
I've already zoomed in because I got a full photo of the track and the track name's at the top, so I've had to zoom all the way in.
Okay. Kota,
Yeah.
turn,
I don't know which turn.
I think, turn 13 or 14.
Whatever that one is. Look at the photo. Whatever that is.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
when. Yeah, it's like where the end of that overtaking sequence. Yeah.
So 2 out of 2 for James.
Yeah, obviously shock. This has got cars on it. Good luck. Yeah, good luck. You can't really zoom in anymore, otherwise you can't really see the.
Is it a current track?
Yes, it is current track. This one is current track. It's 22, so well, it wasn't. It was on the grid in 2022. You know what I mean? Which is pretty much every other track apart from.
Can I have a clue? Is it the first half of the
Okay.
season or second half of the season? So is it before the summer break or after?
After.
After.
Yeah, I think so.
Zandvoort.
Yeah.
Is it actually?
Yeah. It is the chicane at the end of where Leclerc and Russell got together.
2 out of 2.
That's quite impressive. You're gonna hate this third one.
Oh.
Actually, is there anything? No, there's nothing revealing. I thought like a paddock, or I thought like a grid marshal might have.
So
had a
it's not.
5 on it.
It's not a corner. It's a straight.
That's fine. That's all you're giving me?
Okay. I'll.
There's
All right. Okay. I'll crop
Jesus,
it. I'll
that
crop
is
it.
tough.
No, crop.
I mean, you give me like a road car. I don't even know if that's the right way. That could literally be the opposite way they're going. Oh, into Lagos.
That's what I'm saying.
into Lagos.
The next one, I don't think you'll get on
Okay.
mine, but.
Good luck.
Are you actually having me on? Right, first half or second half?
Oh, come on. Okay, first half. That's the
Okay.
only clue you're getting.
So it looks.
You're gonna. I mean, the corner is there, but
So to me, it looks
it-
more like a street track. Is it Jeddah?
no.
Oh,
I don't think all the surface is I think the corner's there, but not all of the surface is the corner. If you know what I mean. There's a bit of a runoff as well.
right. So I've had one guess.
You've had one. I mean, you were on the right track with street circuits. Like how many are on the calendar now? Like 8.
Okay, let me go through all the street circuits in my head. I'm gonna say it out loud though. So you got Jeddah, Miami. Is it Miami?
That's not a street circuit.
Miami is a street circuit.
I mean, it's built on. It is made as a street circuit, but it's not. I wouldn't say that's a street circuit.
I'm saying it's a street circuit.
I think by law it is a street circuit, but like, are you really gonna?
Monaco's a street circuit.
No, it's not. It's not Miami.
I've had my 2 guesses.
You had 2 guesses, but I'll give you another one because I'm nice.
Hungary?
Hungary?
No.
There's a street circuit?
No, I was just looking because it was like, at the same time I see grass, so I'm like, is it a street circuit? But then you said I was on the right lines.
I said you're on the right line with the street circuit.
I know, and then I just went completely to Hungary.
It's Australia.
You know what? I forgot Australia was a street circuit.
It's turn 4 of Australia.
Okay.
The left-hander.
Oh yeah.
Before the cricket ground, yeah. Yeah. That's a layout design.
Yeah.
Where's the? Well, I can see that. I can see 7, 8, 9, 10. This isn't the New Madrid track, is it?
No.
I was gonna say 7, 8. That's not Vegas. It is.
What's Vegas?
That
Because you got the long straight and then round. Vegas.
Really? Okay.
Vegas.
That doesn't look right. Here you go. This is number 4.
Hungary.
No, you went way too early into that.
Imola.
Yes. Do you know where about?
Yeah. It's the
got
corner
a-
that goes onto the long straight at the back, doesn't it?
What's it called?
I don't know what it's called.
Begins with a T.
T?
T?
T? No idea.
Toza. It's where Seb spun Magnussen round in 2020.
Alright.
That's like where I remember it from.
Okay, this is the last one of mine, guys.
Yeah, it is. That's so easy. That's like so easy. That's 130R. That was definitely the easiest one.
Okay.
This is the old track one. Good luck, because it's very blurry. But there's no way I could have done it otherwise without revealing it. I'd say, to give you a clue, it's within the last 5 years. You look lost.
Turkey?
Close. Think more like those sort of tracks that
India?
were... India?
There was a racetrack in India, thank you very much.
Like 12 years ago, yeah.
Malaysia?
No, think more tracks that were brought on because of COVID, maybe.
Hockenheim? No, Hockenheim wasn't put on because of COVID.
Never everyone was, but it's not that. You're on the right lines.
Why have you done this?
Because I thought it was interesting. I mean, I can still play on the F1 game, so I'll tell you that.
Is that Portimao?
Yes, it is. Well done.
I was looking and I was like, wait. As soon as you said F1 game, I was like, Portimao.
Yeah, turn 2 to turn 3.
Yeah.
Well done. We've
High
both got
five.
high 5 on that one, and that wasn't...
No, I got 4.
Oh, you didn't get Australia, did you?
No.
Oh, well.
James is winning the pit stop challenge.
Did you say pit stop?
I don't know why I said pit stop.
Did you say pissed off? You're going to violate the YouTube community guidelines. Oh, my word.
Pit stop challenge.
That Tory's pissed off in. Because he's Although there'll be
So,
some crappy leaderboards on
yeah.
the screen or whatever. so
James
we'll
is
keep that.
leading.
We'll try and do that every episode. And who knows? Probably whoever loses has to
We're not doing a forfeit.
buy each other, buy them pint or something. I don't know.
But yeah, probably we can do that. Right. Final section. And this
Yes,
is
we made it to the final section.
one of the most
Well,
important ones,
correct.
I think. Because I feel like it's one we can express our opinions. And it can also be a kind of a fun side.
Depends what we're talking about, but yeah.
Okay. So, we've got 2 different bits of news that we're going to talk about today. I feel like... So we're going to explain what they are, then we're going to delve into them a bit more, aren't we?
Yes.
So, the first one is the McLaren constructors. So, they won that in Singapore.
Whoa, well done, McLaren. Woo. Woo, 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 woo.
Can you tell he's not a McLaren fan, guys?
Oh, well, used to be.
So, we've got the McLaren constructors with the Norris and Piastri bit of controversy. But then we're also going to talk about the McLaren and Alex Palou.
Alex Palou.
Their court case that's going on at the moment, which was... It came up this morning as well in the
This is
news feed.
not breaking, but it is like
it's new news.
It'll be the topic of the weekend, probably, unless something happens. Or
And then we're also going to talk about the British F4 champion Fionn McLaughlin and how he has now got a drive in F3 with high tech, which he won F4 in his rookie year. I'm going to know a little bit more about this, I think, than you.
Yes, you are. Yes,
but
I have some knowledge, but obviously not.
Yeah, he won it in his rookie year. He won the Rookie Cup and he won the championship as well. So we're going to delve in a bit.
Rookie Cup sounds like something from cars.
I know. But we're going to delve into that a little bit more. But yeah, so first thing, McLaren Constructors. They are currently joint second with Red Bull for winning it.
I'm joking. It doesn't
No, they are.
No, they're definitely not. Red Bull haven't won that many.
No, as in like joint second for the earliest they've won it. Joint first.
Oh,
joint
yeah,
first
yeah.
even, sorry.
They
joint
won it with
first.
6 races to go.
Yeah,
Red Bull did the same in 23.
Yeah. So they are joint first at the moment, not joint second, joint first.
Yeah.
But obviously Red Bull are above them because obviously they did it before McLaren.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so
good on them.
We're going to talk not about the constructors because I feel like everyone kind of knew that was coming. People as soon as the McLaren lads started off quite strong this season. I feel like as soon as that came in, everyone was like, yeah, McLaren have got the constructors this year.
I think it was a lock. I think it was basically between McLaren and Ferrari because both Red Bull and Mercedes had rookies in, and there's no way in hell they would have. I mean, no one would have known how bad. I thought Liam was actually going to do a good job. Not great, but
I thought he was going to do better than he did. But then again, you look at what he's doing now in the V-Carb, and he's doing better than Tsunoda.
Yeah, so that.
I mean, that kind of proves what you need to know about the
Red Bull were never going to win the constructor. I think obviously they knew Checo wasn't good enough anymore in terms of in that Red Bull seat. Something just didn't work. Well, a lot of things didn't end up working, but they kind of just had to take the sacrifice of like, okay, well, let's promote one of our drivers up. Let's get him in the seat, and then maybe for 26, they could be a threat with Max because obviously Max is going to carry that team, regardless of how bad state they're in. Obviously, Mercedes were in a similar situation. Obviously, they could have hired someone. I mean, they could have got Sainz. They could have got someone with more experience. And obviously,
I feel like they definitely want people coming up. It's like Red Bull, though, the junior program. They want people to come up from their junior programs to be able to, they're going to be the future of the sport, basically, for that team.
Yeah,
that's why they have junior programs.
Yeah.
But, bigger question. Lando and Oscar, right? I'm going to be honest with this, right? I'm a Lando fan. But I can put my hands up and admit when he's wrong. I can turn around I can say, Lando did not do a good job. Oscar did a better job. Lando shouldn't have done this. Oscar shouldn't have done this. I'm fair between the two.
That makes you boring.
But I'm fair between the two.
Boring.
But the problem is you turn around and you're like, yeah, I am a hardcore Lando fan. Then you're just like every girl.
Well,
I feel like you have to be kind of in the middle with them at this point. For my opinion on this, McLaren have caused the problems between Lando and Oscar, not
the drivers. The
drivers are fine
apart
with
from
each
last
other.
week, the drivers have done nothing wrong.
Exactly. And then I also feel like the fans are just 10 times worse. I mean, Jess, she's an Oscar fan. I'm a Lando fan.
Yeah.
Right? We get on so well, and we both can turn around and can be like, they could have done better. Lando could have done this differently. Oscar could have done this differently. We'll openly say that. I think the team have put too much pressure on. We don't want a number one driver. Yeah, okay, fine. Don't do that. But last year, when you're like, we don't have a number one driver, now all of a sudden everyone's like, well, we need to prioritise one driver over the others eventually. Why couldn't you have done that last year? McLaren, they're causing the problems for themselves.
I can't even understand how much worse McLaren have got as to like someone who obviously used to support them. Now, obviously, I'm not a massive fan, and I've just started wincing myself every time they do something like.
I just don't understand.
I don't think
at
anyone
the moment.
does. There's been so many. I watched Josh Rivaldi's video about this the other day, about McLaren just causing a problem that didn't.
It didn't need to happen. I'm not being funny, right? Oscar did not see Lando hit Max on Sunday in Singapore, right? He didn't see that. So from his point of view, Lando's just pushed him away. But the team didn't think to tell Oscar.
No, of course not. Because
that, what I'm saying is, the team could have come over the radio. Oh, Lando had a bit of contact with Max. He understeered into you. Or oversteered. I can't remember which one it was. Did he oversteer?
I don't know. Well, he hit Max, didn't he? And then he lost a bit of downforce and then kind of snapped.
But at the end of the day, for my opinion, Lando was quicker than Oscar last week in Singapore.
It could have, yeah, he was because he was ahead of him, and then
Exactly, but then Oscar.
there wasn't much really. They
No, it wasn't.
Finished 2 seconds.
So it's like Oscar could have easily re-gone past Lando, if he was fast enough to do so.
I mean, they've literally only been together on track like twice all year.
But it's like,
I mean,
come on now, guys, just like. It gets to a point where you just have to sit there and just think, get a grip.
Yeah.
Like, the fans are causing all these problems as well. Because if I sit here and I'm talking to you, right, I messaged you last week. You're not a massive Lando fan. You prefer Oscar to win the championship.
Yeah, if I have to, yes.
Yeah, so then I'll sit there and I said to you, did Lando do anything wrong? And you'd be the first person to say yes. You said, I can't see what he did wrong.
He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything wrong on the Saturday.
He went for a gap.
He didn't do anything wrong on the Sunday. It just happened that he clipped Max's rear end, and that sent the car a little bit sideways, and he just had to correct it. And unfortunately, he hit Piastri. That's literally the basis, the bread and butter of what happened. That's sounds. If I just said that to you out loud, it doesn't sound much, but obviously McLaren make it like a massive problem.
Exactly.
And obviously, yeah, if I'm in Oscar's position, your teammates just literally hit you to get past.
Yeah,
not deliberately.
So then you're going to sit there and you think, well, that wasn't very teammate-like. But then the team could have easily come on the radio. He accidentally made contact with Max. He didn't mean to swerve into you. I'm not being funny.
Maybe McLaren might have thought, oh, so he had to hit Max as well to get past me. That's even better. You know what I mean? Like.
But it's
they are so afraid of upsetting their drivers. They've become this team where like, oh, we're all happy, all friends. You know what I mean? We're all like getting along and stuff.
It's not gonna work.
No, there's gonna be a point. Hopefully, it happens in Kota or something. One of them's gonna have to fight for each other, fight for themselves, and be selfish. But someone's gonna have to start it because they can't go to Abu Dhabi. You know,
if they're equal on points into Abu Dhabi, it's going to be chaos.
There's going to be World War III. Yeah.
It's going to be awful because I'm not being funny. I'll say this. When it was Max and Lewis and they went to Abu Dhabi and they were equal on points, I had the worst feeling ever because I was sitting there, I was thinking, what the hell? What happened in Abu Dhabi? We're not going to bring it up. Do I think...
No, we can.
Do I think it should have happened where they got rid of the cars in the middle of them? No. Because,
no, of course not.
Because that's not fair.
No, of course it was unjust. It was.
So that's what I'm saying. So if that point comes to it, right?
Against the rules of the FIA.
If that comes to it, right, and McLaren are turning around going, right, okay, pit them both at the same time, right? So if Lando's leading and Oscar's second and they're equal on points, they go in the pits together. They come out on fresh tyres together.
Who says Oscar's just going to stay ahead and they're not going to restart it and then Oscar wins the championship? You know.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They've caused this problem where everything has to be equal. If someone happens to one, it's going to happen to another race.
But it's like, I feel like their problem came in Monza. Equals. Their problem came in Monza when it was a case of, Oscar, you need to slow down. Pit stops, I don't even want to get into the pit stops because it's always the second person that goes in the pits gets a shit stop.
Oscar was this weekend, yeah.
Exactly, and it's like, now Oscar fans are going mental because they're saying, well, they've now had a shit pit stop. Lando's had them since Silverstone.
Lando's had very, very bad tests. I mean,
at the end of the day,
what has cost Lando? He could be probably leading the championship if it weren't for these.
At the end of the day, it happened, right? I can stand there and I can say, yeah, they might have cost Lando the championship, right? But deep down, I know if Lando's meant to win the championship, he will win it. If he's not meant to, right, they won't be equal on points, and Oscar will win.
Or Zach Brown will manipulate it so that Lando wins.
So going on to that, Alex Palou, McLaren. Court case.
This is someone I've got a lot of thoughts because I'm not a big Zach Brown person. I don't like him. I don't really. There's a lot of team principle. I didn't like Christian Horner. I don't like Zach Brown. I think they're just cocky bastards who really care about making profit and like being the centre of attention. Christian Horner was very much. I mean, you see how much bloody episodes of Drive to Survive where it's just Christian Horner. Like Netflix were like genuinely having him on. Like it's insane how Jerry Horner. As nice as she is, you know, I quite like her music. How she had more screen time than like half of the drivers in last season's Drive to Survive. It was mental. Zach Brown's going to take a similar approach now that Christian Horner's no longer in Red Bull.
I feel like one of the problems that you've got, minus the Zach Brown thing, if we look at the contract in general. So I know you have a lot of hate towards Zach.
I've got.
Minus the hate.
I wouldn't say hate. It's just distaste. Okay. I'm not a massive fan of it.
So minus that. Let's talk about the contract.
And this doesn't help either.
This isn't helping the case either. Looking at the contract, so he signed up to McLaren in 2022, was it?
Oscar did.
No, Alex.
Alex, yeah, 22, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was
2022.
21 or 2.
So,
Definitely one of them.
yeah, so when you then look at it and you then see, oh, okay, so he signed up. He was there for 2020. He was meant to go to IndyCar with McLaren in 2023.
Yeah.
And then he was then meant to drive in an F1 car in 24. That was what the contract stated. So then in 2023, well, at the end of 22,
Yeah.
McLaren signed Oscar. So they got rid of
Well,
Danny.
it was more so in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, so they got rid of Danny Rick,
For
signed Oscar,
yeah,
right? So then obviously at
What was Oscar's original contract length? Because obviously he renewed at the start of this year, but I don't.
26.
Was it till 26? Yes, it was a 4-year deal. So they originally had him in
No, it was a 3-year deal.
3-year deal.
23 to 26.
Well, 23, 24, 25, 26. So 4 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I know you know what I mean. Like they had Oscar in for the long term.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
then you look at it in the sense of, oh, right, okay. Oh, no, it was the end. It was still 23. And
Was
then
it a 1-year contract?
And then they re-signed him in 24.
Oh, right.
Because, if you remember, that's what this whole thing was about. Because they only
It would
signed.
make sense.
So they only
if
signed
Palou
off.
was meant to be,
They only signed
yeah,
Oscar for the 1
right.
year, I think. I'm gonna have to look this up and come back next week.
But it would make sense.
I
if
think
it
they
was
only
1
signed
year,
him for the 1 year, and then what happened after that was they were then going to evaluate
his performance. And then,
Oscar's performance against Alex's performance. But then when it was made clear that in 2023 they were going to re-sign Oscar, which they did, then obviously he just stayed with.
and Alex got the short end of the
They
stick,
just
yeah.
stayed with Chip Racing in
Mhm.
IndyCar. So then obviously that though then meant that a load of the sponsors that came on because of Alex left.
because he wasn't in driving an F1 car.
So you've got NTT Data, which is a big company.
Gone. Yeah.
So
anyway,
now McLaren is sitting there going, okay, but you've now caused us damages. You've lost half of our sponsors. You've done this. You've done
you
this.
gave Alex Palou a contract.
And it's like, well, okay, but you gave them the contract.
And you didn't respect the
You
contract.
then signed Oscar. But then, have you seen this thing that Alex has said recently in
Yeah.
court? Zach Brown didn't even want Oscar. It was Andrea Seidel, which was a team principal for Stella.
Yeah, before Stella, yeah.
So you look at it in that sense, you're thinking, whoa.
Zach Brown didn't want Oscar full stop.
So
Zach Brown was obviously American, obviously.
He wanted an
in
American.
the IndyCar. He wanted an IndyCar driver in his seat.
But I mean, how well is it going to do? I mean, this whole thing with Colton Herta going to F2, it's one of them where you're just like, you've got to deal with it at some point. Okay, but then you look at it and you think, so many drivers coming from IndyCar to F1, they don't have the super license points.
Colton Herta had to, yeah.
IndyCar does not have.
He's had to do F2 to get his supercar license.
But that's what I'm saying.
Couldn't go straight into his Cadillac.
IndyCar does not do super license points. So he's going to have to do a load of FP1s. He's going to have to do so many things in order to get his super license points up.
Which is mad considering he's such a good and he's so successful.
He's a four-time IndyCar champion.
Yeah, won this year.
It's crazy.
You know,
So
won the 500 for the first time.
So you've got the thing of he's got the talent.
Yeah.
So what the hell is going on at McLaren? So in my defence,
But you're not going as Zach Brown. You're not going to replace. You've probably got two of the best drivers on the grid. You know, easily.
So at
And they've still got so much more room to grow. You know, the 25 and 24. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean,
like they're not even at the prime.
you look at it.
So there's no room for Alex.
McLaren have got one of the youngest talented driver lineups there is, but now
I'd say probably since Alonso and Hamilton.
But now you've got the problem of championship issues. Mark Webber's saying that there's a clause in Oscar's contract that he wants to exclude.
Oscar will definitely leave if he. I think.
If Oscar doesn't win the championship, I don't think he'll be there after next year. I will say
Yeah,
that.
I'll say for 26, of course, because I still think McLaren will be the team to beat, and obviously I still think that's his best chance.
I just think if Oscar doesn't win, people are going to say, well, McLaren favoured Lando, McLaren did this. They're trying to make it as equal as they possibly can. They're causing the problems. So therefore, McLaren, it's on you to try and deal with that. But
And they're not dealing with that at all.
they're not.
They're not in the way that you'd think, because as I said, they're all about equal harmony. You know what I mean? Oh, everyone's best friend and stuff.
They're just not.
You can't win championships. I mean, they have won the constructors because everyone else has been crap. They've not been the best team this year.
No, they've done
been
it.
on track, of course. They've been the quickest, but in terms of the personnel and the decisions, the strategy decisions, and
strategy was awful at some point.
they've been arguably one of the worst ones. But because they have been so quick and everyone else has been so crap, they've gotten away with it. Last year, the crack started to show, and obviously they've got away with it this year because everyone else has performances drop back. You know, if
Yeah,
Ferrari
most-
didn't change their car approach, they would have. I would 100%. Ferrari
I don't
this year
think
would have won the championship with a bit better 24 car.
I'll say this.
So
Most teams I don't think are focusing on this year's car. I think their focus was definitely towards 26. And as it should be. I mean, Sauber, you've had a podium from them in Silverstone.
Yeah.
I mean, I was screaming and crying for a Nico.
Yeah.
But, like, it's crazy because their focus is shifted to next year. Same with Haas, same with Williams. Their focus is not for this year.
This year's a bit of a throwaway year, you know.
Yeah, well, it's a throwaway year in a sense, yeah. But now with this Alex Palou and McLaren court case, McLaren are asking for 15 million in damages.
Yeah. And you don't know who else is going to get involved, you know what I mean?
And it's like, come on now. You've won a championship, right? I understand the court case started way, way back.
Yeah.
Right? Understandable. But you're not going to get 15 mil out of him. Because
No,
you've both made stupid decisions at the end of the day. You've both caused problems.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the 15 mil.
No.
I saw somewhere on there that there was like contract damages for like 400k. I was like, if you get that,
I'm not a business lawyer or anything like that.
I'm like, if you get
sometimes,
400k for
you know
a
what I mean?
contract, fucking take it and leave. Just let it go. At the end of the day, you've got two drivers that are fighting for the championship. If Alex Palou he was escaped. He made a good escape. Because I'm not being funny. The McLaren was a tractor to drive in 22 and 23.
First level 23, yeah. You see that picture of both of them in Saudi Arabia, but I'm like 20 seconds behind.
That's what I'm saying. It was a tractor.
Yeah,
He made a good escape.
And now he's a successful IndyCar champion.
Exactly.
He could have been the flop in F1.
There you go. I mean? So
I think he's even said, I think Palou is never going to be an F1 driver. I think there's no point because he's crashing the opposition in IndyCar.
But then you look at this, Marcus Ericsson. He was an F1 driver in Sauber.
He
didn't do well at all.
No.
He left Sauber, went to IndyCar. How many Indy 500s did he win? 2?
He won 2 and a bounce. Well, no, I think he's only won 1. I think he's only won 1.
No, I swear he's won 2.
Newgarden's won. I think Newgarden beat him. Yeah, Newgarden won in 23, and I think that's when he beat him like on the last lap. He's got very close.
Probably.
Ericsson did well. I mean, a lot of drivers have gone to IndyCar, and Grosjean didn't do great, but a lot of F2 understudies like Callum Ilott, Christian Longard, they've done decent for themselves. Not like set the world alight. They don't think they've won races, but like.
I mean, Robert Schwartzman was on pole for the 500.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. He Prema as well. Have you seen Prema's up for sale? The whole of Prema's up for sale.
I've seen that's up for sale.
That could be news for a different day. However, do we think McLaren are going to get their 15 mil?
No.
I don't think so. I think it's...
No, not a chance.
I think it's done with. But...
I hope this is just like one of those things where it just gets glossed over. They all shake hands and just says, you know what, we're both better off.
Dropping it.
I just hope no one... Because I saw Helmut Marko got involved and saying, Palou said,
I was talking to Helmut Marko with the Red Bull Junior
Zach
team.
Brown said, you're not for sale.
It's just...
And it could get... It already is very messy.
It's going to get messier if Helmut Marko gets involved.
Yeah, you know what he's like.
Oh, don't.
I mean, he would have obviously... I think he would have replaced Nick de Vries back when...
I don't think he could have, though, because he didn't have the super license points.
Well, I think there was plans to get him in. For maybe get Danny Rick in when he did, and then maybe try and get Palou the super license point needed, so he could have been a 24. You never know, but...
You don't. But...
At
the end of the day, it's messy. However...
McLaren is messy just in general, you know what I mean? Like, it's just... I just don't like the way they ran, but...
It's just one of them, though, isn't it, sometimes? I feel like you've just got to... You look at the news, you think, oh, here we go again, and just let them get on with it at this point. I mean, when you sent me the message...
It's not news. It is news, but it's not new news, because it's just like...
It's been happening for so long.
It's a formality at this point. McLaren are going to get themselves into trouble, or they're going to start something. As I said, they are the centre of attention. And rightly so. They're the best team in F1. They've got some of the best drivers. They've got the best car. They're allowed to. The McLaren name is as big as it's been in years now.
Yeah.
Like, imagine 10 years ago, when they were rotting at the back of the field with Honda engines and GP2 stuff. Like, they would dream to be in this situation back then. They would. So, they're making the most of it, but obviously, it is going to come with controversy. All teams are going to be filled with controversy. It's just how they deal with the controversy, which at the minute is not what they're doing at the minute.
Speaking of new news, though, what is new news?
More positive news, thank God.
British F4 champion Theo McLaughlin, F3.
Your friend. You know, you've got a sign. You've got a signed cap. You
I
should
do.
have brought it today.
I do have a signed cap. I might bring that next time.
Well,
No,
he's
I
got
won't.
news though, is he?
I won't because my nail tech's son's gonna have it. He's a big film fan, so I did get it for him. Anyway, new news.
Oh.
Is it too soon?
No.
He's a rookie.
Everyone's a rookie.
As in, I think it's his first year in cars.
I think.
I think he should go to GB3? I think he needs a GB3 seat in order to progress further. I mean, I don't know if you watched F4 last year.
No.
Deegan Fairclough, I think that's how you say his name.
Obviously, I know. Oh, yeah, I know.
He got the record-breaking season for however many wins he got.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a seat for next year because he was meant to go to F3. But
So it's. I mean, I think McLaughlin. I think he'll be fine. Like, I don't think he'll set the world alight. I mean, he might do. He might.
He's
might
a Red Bull
win
Junior,
F4,
though, isn't he?
F3. He's got the backing of that at least until unless he.
I think
Fs
he's
it
going to
up.
do really well. I think he will do really well. I don't want people to go in assuming he's great because he set the world alight in F4. I feel like
That's what happens. Yeah.
the
Expectation. If he's cut for it, he'll be fine.
I'll say this: you look at Freddie Slater.
Yeah.
People are gonna come hurling for him
Mm-hmm.
if he doesn't do well in F3 with Trident.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad for him because he's an amazing driver. I mean, he's currently leading Frecker. I think it's a title decider in Monza next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He did GB3, did pretty much won most races he took part in GB3. He went from the back of the grid in Spa and won.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but F3 is a completely different car. And that's the thing with McLaughlin. He hasn't got DRS in an F4 car.
No.
So you then go to a more powerful F3 car, which is 600 brake?
Big horsepower. Yeah.
Bearing in mind,
I mean, probably double. Yeah. I mean,
so
maybe something like
an
that.
F4's got an Abarth 1.4 T-Jet engine in. Tuned, obviously.
Yeah.
But to what? I don't know. Probably 300 brake.
Yeah, so it's
basically
a
double.
totally different beast.
And I don't want people to turn around and slate him when he doesn't do as well in F3 as he did in F4. And I want him to do well. He's got the backing of a Red Bull. He's in a high-tech, one of the best cars that there is.
High-tech's a good choice.
So you've got the thing of, are people going to slate him and absolutely rip him a new one?
Well, it depends.
If he
If
doesn't do
he's,
well.
in terms of, everyone's going to think he might go back-to-back and be F4 and F3 champion back-to-back.
I mean, if he does, good on him, I mean, Oscar did it.
Oscar did it, yeah.
I mean, if
So
he does really...
the
There is
best,
a chance.
yeah.
But is he with the best junior team? And the only reason I'm saying that is because we know
I think High-Tech's a good
As
bet.
in, I meant
It's a
junior
safe
team,
bet.
as in...
A Red Bull? No, of course he's not.
And the reason I'm saying that is
Of course
because
he's
we
not.
all know what Red Bull are like. If drivers don't perform, they get dropped. I mean, we look at Pepe Martin, Arvid Lindblad.
Yeah.
They're both a Red Bull junior driver. Solov's a Red Bull junior driver.
Solov, yeah.
He's gone to Campos F2.
Yeah.
Lindblad and Pepe Marti. Who's staying, who's leaving? Or are they
One of
both
them's-
leaving?
Yeah, I was going to say one of them's not going to make it out next year.
That's what I'm saying.
No
And
way, they can't.
personally, I as much as it's going to pay me to say this because I'm a Pepe Marti fan, I don't think he'll be in F2. And if he's in F2, I don't think he'll be backed by Red Bull.
I can see it.
It's just one of them things. But
Unfortunately, Red Bull give them the money and support and the sponsors and all
They're
that.
gonna do it.
So they're gonna, support him until they don't want to support him anymore. That's just how it goes.
there's so much things that there's just things involved that I don't think young drivers see. I hope he does really well. I really hope he sets a world
How old
alight.
is he? Like
17.
17?
He's 18 this
So
month.
he'll turn 18 for F3. Okay, so he is. Yeah,
Yeah, he's 18 this month.
he's practically a newborn. Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, you look at Kimi. Kimi's 19.
We're never gonna get another Verstappen where they start at 17.
You can't. They don't give you a super
Exactly.
license.
Yeah.
F3, you've got to complete. GB3 now, you get super license points. F4, I think you get super license points. I don't know why you don't get them in IndyCar.
It's just a different ballgame
Duh,
over
not
there.
an FIA back championship, Tory. Duh.
Yeah, but obviously it's.
Duh.
I still think IndyCar and F1, considering how similar they act, they're very different.
Oh yeah.
I don't
But-
think you could compare them in that way, but the way you can compare F3 to F1 in a way is a stepping stone. I think he'll be. Will he win the championship? It's way too early to tell. We don't even know half. We don't even, they're doing F3 testing at the minute, aren't they?
How about we have a look at this then? We see where he came in F3 testing. Shall we have a look?
Yeah, you're not gonna take testing as a.
No, I'm not saying that.
Considering,
But okay, so
Yeah,
where
we're not
did he
even on
come? So
these
day
cars.
2. 26th.
Yeah, well, no one
But
reason.
no,
If anyone reason tested.
But that's what I'm
you know
saying,
I mean?
but then
People
you-
make stories out of it,
but you have the likes of Slater, who's
Yeah,
done a few F3 races.
yeah, he did a few of the back off. Yeah,
He was 3rd.
yeah.
But Theo McLaughlin has never drove an F3 car. It's the first time he's ever drove it in Is it Jerez?
Jerez, yeah.
So, I mean, you look at it, it's great for him, and he's getting the experience and the learning curves of an F3 car. So, time will tell. But
I hope he's okay. I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. I think he's
I feel like he's gone with
he's
it.
got potential.
High-tech F4, I think he'll be fine with high-tech and F3. I just think
Yeah,
we,
so
we
he's
just
in
need
the
to
same sort of environment.
They just need to do well with the car. I mean, I don't know who was in high-tech. I mean, Martinius Stenshorn, who's gone to Rodin, as a McLaren back driver, he was in high-tech for F3 and they were doing quite well. Freddie Slater drove a couple of rounds with high-tech. So they're a good team to be with. So time will tell what's going on. But I think we've finally made it to the end of the podcast, James.
Yes, we did. We are. I think
We're
like
live.
An hour and a half, but it's 5:30 now. We started around 4, so this is probably around the same, around the right amount of time to get.
Yeah.
I think our brains are either having enough of each other or we're just having enough in general. So yeah, that will be the end of the podcast.
Thank you all for watching and listening.
If you made it this far.
I know. If you have, we really appreciate it. And
It's a start, of course. It's the first episode. We're only gonna get better and more comfortable with each other, and
exactly, we're going to be able to, hopefully, depends on how well the podcast goes, we might be able to take questions, might be able to get a couple of guests on, but again, that's far in the future.
very early days. You know what I mean? We are
Exactly.
trading and
3 weeks knowing each other. 3 weeks, guys.
I'm already like a married couple.
Oh my god, the amount of people that keep saying that in our class, I'm like, chuff up.
Well, we are.
We do argue a lot.
More than,
But it's all in good jest. We always have a laugh.
It's always in good. You'd hope so, anyway.
But thank you guys so much for watching, so much for listening. Again, I will reiterate what James said earlier. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And if you're listening on Spotify, should I say, don't hesitate to give us a follow.
Yeah, and you can give us a rating as well.
And we'll also be on TikTok and Instagram. Is there any other socials that I have not mentioned?
We might make an X account. I don't know.
Maybe.
Potentially.
But I feel like this is where we need to end this first episode because we don't want to go too over. But
I think we've gone over already, but
yeah,
we've gone over the limit.
We might have to edit
whatever.
I mean, there's going to be bits we'll edit out anyway.
Yeah, of course. We're only learning, you know. I'm learning how to be a video editor. You know what I mean?
I'm learning how to create thumbnails properly and how to make it look pretty.
Well, pretty enough.
Exactly. Okay, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And who knows? Maybe next time we might see you on track. But 90% of the time,
90%.
We're just going to see you in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you for listening to our On and Off Track Shenanigans weekly episode. And I guess we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Hopefully, more of the same.
And hopefully a little bit of a more put together episode.
Right, we'll build on blocks as we get along.
Exactly. But
See you guys later anyway.
See you later.
Bye.